Market update time. Let's get straight into it. Do not place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video today, because trading is risky and it can cause substantial financial loss. There are so many areas you need to become good at to become a good trader. Emotional mastery, chart reading, trading systems, money and trade management. So this video is just educational only to help you become a much better trader. Alright, market update time. Oh my goodness. So, the Dow Jones penetrated, that's right, penetrated the resistance line of around the 17,900 and closed at just over 18,000. So we had a nice up move on the Dow Jones moving forward through there. And so the Dow Jones for me, guys, looks like it just wants to have just more upside. It looks like it wants to, for me, it's holding here right now. Now there's going to be a caveat on what I say here, okay? So I see there's going to be more. I actually see that with this here, we actually looks like it may want to get a bit more upside. I definitely wouldn't be buying this market because any day this thing could just turn around what's happening. But and again, obviously I'll show you I'll show you the reason why I'm saying that. But again, the market looks like it may want to have at least a little bit more run to the high side when it comes to Dow Jones. Nicely break through, as you can see, and I've just brought up a candlestick chart because it's much easier for you guys to see. So we can see the Dow Jones running up as well. The S&P obviously had a nice update, so it actually closed above there. So it's actually at that point. That's actually probably right there. Should be somewhere around about there. So you can see it's actually closed above that as well too. Closed above this resistance line. So it looks like the S&P actually wants to continue just to move up. Now, knowing my luck, I'm actually saying the market's likely to move up and it's likely to reverse tomorrow. But I am still short on this market, by the way. That just so you guys know, okay? But you can see that this market's clearly broken above this resistance line. So it looks like I may want to try and run to this up to the top here, up the top of this resistance line here, which is quite interesting. So no, we'll see what happens, but the market has continued to open up. Have a little update, again, not much of an update, but we can see that it looks like it may want to have a nice little move to the high side and try to break the highs for the all-time highs in the market. So once again, we can actually see that we do have this sort of, let me just create this parallel trend line. Let me delete that. We do have this sort of channel in place as well too. So you can see we still have inside this channel. Do they break the channel and continue run to the high side? It looks like that's what they're trying to do. It looks like they're trying to push it. And the reason why I say that is, I'll get to the reason why in a minute. As you can see, Russell just continued to move up. Now Russell's the one that I'm now getting more and more nervous of, as in, like, for people that are long in the Russell, because yeah, I'll show you why in a minute. But Russell looks like I want to continue up. Looks like Russell may want to have a little bit more move to the high side and run to this resistance. And the reason why I'm saying that is because Nasdaq still has not even closed this gap, and I believe we're going to close that gap. We still haven't closed the gap. We had a little reversal day yesterday, but we're holding this. You can see how the market came down towards this line through here and it bounced back up and closed high. So guys, that to me looks like it just wants to have a nice little run back up to the high side and close the gap. I want to see that gap closed. Now, that's what I see on the short term. That's what I see maybe over the next day or so. This market having a little pop to the high side. So, but by looking at that, guys, you can see what's happening, obviously, with that. Now, I want to still, remind you guys of one thing that is really, really, really important to keep an eye on for, and that is when you take everything off the screen. And I'm going to bring up just the daily chart here for the Dow Jones. And I'm going to squeeze my chart up as much as possible. I want you to realize it's not so much on the Dow Jones. The Dow Jones had a little run up and a little pull back, and now a little run up, and it's continued to run up through there. It looks like it may want to actually continue to maybe run up and continue moving up to the high side. We'll see what happens with the Dow Jones. The Dow Jones is still the weakest overall, so I'm still very, very curious of that. So the Dow Jones is not something I'm talking about there, but things like the S&P. I don't care what anyone says, guys. Look at the charts. I said yes, we may get a little bit of upside. It looks like the short term, the markets look like they want to have just one little move to the high side. And yes, I do think that. But when you bring the charts back for what they are, you can see that this move has just been absolutely just vertical. And when you ever get a move just like that, it just vertically moves up like that, you get a quick snap back really quickly. Now, guys, nothing in the market happens for no reason, and the charts are telling you what's going on. Yes, looks like we may want to get a little bit of upside. I would not be a buyer in the market right now. Why? Because this is, again, when you're buying right here, you're simply following. All right. There is more chance of this reversing than going up. But as I said before, guys, you must understand, as a trader, it looks like the market want to run up a little bit, maybe even get to a new high. But the thing is, guys, is that as you can see that this market has just gone vertical move to the high side. And once again, I was saying before, guys, that nothing happens in the market for no reason. I believe the market is pushing this up and pushing this up and pushing this up. And then something's going to come out of the market and then bam, it's going to go down. It happens all the time. If you look at any move that is an extended move to the high side and just runs up, it eventually snaps back really, really quickly on you. Now, let me actually just go through some examples through here. Let me bring up my good old arrow. I'm going to go green here. Green in this. So, let's have a look at this here. Obviously, we had this move here was just way extended. Obviously, you can see the market just took off. Obviously, you don't know when the market's going to stop there. But what actually happened? Look how fast this thing just snapped back, 50%, right? And then what we had another big, massive just spike up. And then what happened? And then a big spike back down. And then we can see here, look at this, just vertical move to the high side, big vertical move. And then what happened? We had a nice big pullback. Whenever you get these, look at that, bam, 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 bam. For a whole week, we just went straight up. And look what happened the very next week there. Look at this very next week, we dropped down through there. So whenever you get these big, long, extended moves without any pullback at all, that's when it talks. It's pretty dangerous. You can see this market ran up through there, but you can see this last move from here to here. Look at it; it just went all the way up, and look what happened. It just snapped back really, really quickly. That's the way the markets work, guys. And this is what's actually happening right now. We actually can see that this market is just moving up really quickly like that. And yes, we may get just a little bit more upside like that and poke its head above these highs through here. But guys, the market won't just keep going bam, 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 and it won't keep going up like that. The more this extended to the high side, the deadlier this is going to be. Okay, it may not even be that. May not be that. It may be like this here through there. Either way, I don't really care. For me personally, for my own trading, I would hope this market just keeps going up from here. It just goes up, goes up, goes up, goes up, goes up. The reason why is, yes, I'm actually short the S&P right now. Long term. But I don't really care what happens the next month or two. All I care about is what happens over the next 3-4 months. That's what I'm worried about when it comes to the S&P. So I'm short the S&P. I've got puts on the S&P and the market's going up. So I'm letting you guys know. So, but for me, my own personal trading, I am short the S&P and I am short the QQQ, right? So I have a small portion of my portfolio on the QQQ, which is the Nasdaq, and also short the SPY, which is the S&P. And yes, the market is going up, so they are in a down position right now. Again, I didn't get in for the short term. I didn't get in for the short term of that. I said, okay, I'm in this trade. I'm gonna get in a good time, I think. But I believe by the end of this year we're gonna be much lower. I believe by the end of this year we're gonna be down here. So that's the type of trade I got in with them. Okay. But all I say is this: is that I want to see this market just for the next week just go ram straight up, just go up, and just keep going up. Why? Because I have positions on the VIX. Let me actually bring up the VIX here for a minute. I have positions on the VIX, and the VIX has been holding strong ever since this market is going up and up and up. It's been holding strong. And as I said to you before, guys, I want this market to continue to rise and rise from here. That's what I want it to do. And the reason why is, as I was saying before, is that if you look at it, the more this rise, if this runs up here and has another 1 or 2% move to the high side, that's going to have a massive room up. And then my VIX trade, I said, like, I have a small portion of my trades going short these markets. I have a large position of my account on a VIX trade, and I have other trades going on as well too. You guys know about those trades. But all I'm saying is I have a large position on the VIX right now. In the market, and the more this market moves up for the next week or two, I'm okay with that. The reason why is because the more this goes up, the harder this is going to snap back. And when that happens, as I said before, my VIX position that I got on right now, yes, the market might be just doing this with the VIX. The VIX might even go down like that a little bit more. But guess what happens? And when the market runs up like that, the VIX might go down. But guess what happens? When this market snapbacks really quickly, what happens to the VIX? Wham! Just spikes up, right? Because it snaps back really quickly. That's what you get. You get this snap back. You get a snap back. Snap back, snap back, and so on and so forth, right? You get a fast and hard snap back. So what I'm saying here, guys, is I am not a bull or bear in this market. Long term, I'm bearish. But short term, I hope this market continues rising up. Because of the way. No, the more this market rises up, the harder the snap back, the more money I'm going to make. So I don't really care. But all I'm saying with you guys is that this market has been running up for quite some time. We don't know how long that's going to be, but when it snaps back, it's going to snap back quite hard. Same with the Russell. But the Russell even more. Tell me that's not extended. Can you see any other time in the chart when the market's actually done this? I'm telling you now, guys, something is in the works. The market, if the Fed is pushing this around, the Fed is doing this for a reason. You watch. Then something's going to come out of the market, and within 1 week, we're going to get this sort of action. And I believe we're going to get that sort of action, where we're going to break below new lows. Because looking at the Russell, like there's no time in this Russell have we seen such a vertical move like this in the Russell. This is a fool's time to buy. Do not buy this market right now. I don't care if you think this is going to go to 20,000. It's the wrong time to buy. Wait for a decent pullback and then buy it if you think it's going to go to 20,000. I'm going to tell you what to do. But the thing is that, as I said before, guys, you go look at any chart, and the majority of the time something runs up like that quickly, and especially like the Russell, you get an enormous snapback. Especially, guys, especially if the market's been going up for quite some time as well too. Right, so you can see this market actually had a big run up, had a nice run through there. But the market's been running up for quite some time now, and then the market has this extended move to the high side. I don't buy that whatsoever, guys. And as I said before, yes, this market may want to have a little bit more upside, and I hope it does. Because when it snaps back, it's going to snap back hard, and I'm going to do well with my VIX trade. So that's what I do see with the Russell, and also same with the Nasdaq. But the Nasdaq, once again, Nasdaq is just running up, bam, bam, bam. Actually, Russell, as you can see, the Nasdaq's got a lot of gaps. I believe it's going to try and fill here soon. But I hope it runs up and closes this gap. It's got a little bit more move. It's got about a 0.5% move to the high side. I hope it actually does that tomorrow. Again, because this market is right now is extended to the high side. And isn't it amazing that we're getting this massive bull run before a few things that's coming out, a massive bull run in the markets, before a few things that come out of the markets. Now, what are those few things that are likely to come out of the markets this month? Well, let's actually look at this here. 1, we have a rate decision. 2, we have Brexit. And 3, if you haven't seen gold and silver, and I'll do a different update with that, but if you haven't seen gold and silver, they're just skyrocketing up. That doesn't happen for no reason. So, and as I said before, there's a real good chance that there's going to be a default on gold, and if that happens, bam, 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 up goes gold and silver even more. So, and I'll get to that in a different video. But I want to focus on the indices in this video because I want to show you guys that this is what I'm looking at. And if you're a fool to start buying it here, you're a fool. Because more times than not, when you start doing that, it's the wrong decision to do. You want to try and pick nice entry points. So around about here would have been a nice, good entry area. No, I didn't get into that. No, because I didn't know that was going to be. I didn't know that was going to be the move to the high side. No one knows what's going to happen with that. You know what I mean? But the thing is, what I do know is that the market works, and when the market works, and the more this runs up, the more of a snapback you get like that. So that's what that's what I see there, guys. We can see obviously the SPY, same thing. SPY has just continued to run up. The SPY is almost at its highs already, where the S&P, which is interesting, if I bring up my trend lines, the S&P is not at its highs, but the SPY is almost at its highs. So the S&P is almost at a new high, And again, same with the SPY and the same with the QQQ. So again, I am short both SPY and QQQ. Again, I don't really care what happens over the next week or two. You know, all I care about what's happening in August, September this year. You know, when that happens, August, September this year, then I'll decide what I want to do with those positions. You know what I mean? And then obviously we have the VIX. The VIX is still low. Again, I love the VIX. I love the VIX. I love the VIX. I love the VIX. I think the VIX is an enormous position, enormous trade. Yeah, when the market does start to get, when things do start to happen, when something happens over the next 3-4 months, this is gonna spike, and I'm gonna be a happy camper. So that's just a hurry up and wait thing. Again, the risk I have on that is this thing just stays like this for the whole time, and then I have to get out for a loss. What we see here on the transportation average is that the market's actually continued to run up through here. You can see that a nice little run to the high side. We do have this overall lower trough through here, guys. So this is something I'm looking on the transports as well. We have this lower trough through here and a lower trough. We have this double top, and now this somewhere through here, which looks like that was a resistance level through there. You can see that resistance there bounced off. So that may be that sort of action, but we'll see what happens with the transport. Overall, guys, I'm very weak. Obviously, I'm very weak on the whole market, but we'll see what happens here. But the market looks like it's trying to run up. We did get this lower trough through here, so let's see what happens through there. Let's move on to obviously the other markets. Looks like the QQQ is obviously where it's at right now. Looks very similar to 2008. The QQQ. SPY has just gone absolutely nuts. Again, it's almost at its highs. That's obviously the Nasdaq. The Russell has just gone absolutely nuts as well too. Again, I don't buy this. I think this market's setting you up, and I'll call this a fool's rally, where the market's just setting up, and then bam, you watch, something's going to happen. You watch, just mark my words, guys. Something's going to come out of the market, so oh my goodness, look, there was a bad news announcement, and that's the reason why the market dropped. I was telling you in the charts that that's going to happen. Now you don't know how much the market's going to rise before that, but it's telling you that's going to happen. And then the Dow Jones is obviously almost at its highs now, which again is showing some strength. Does this turn into a double top, or do we actually get to start getting? Does it actually just best this and then continue running up? That's obviously yet to be seen. So again, guys, we have this double top, this potential double top formation here. Does it have a double top and break through, or do we just say, you know what, screw that, and we break up and race new highs? I don't think new highs is coming in the Dow Jones. I think all-time new highs is coming in the S&P, but not the Dow Jones. I just don't think it's going to make a new high. And same, I don't think there's a new high coming in the Russell and Nasdaq either. That's just going to be, to me, I just don't think it's going to happen. If you look at that, all-time new highs is up here at 128, obviously on this Russell chart, and obviously you need to get like a good 5-6% move to the high side on the QQQ on the Nasdaq to see that sort of move. So there we go, guys. So for me, short term, looks like they may want to get maybe want to get another day or so to the high side. But the bigger picture here, guys, I'm showing you is something's coming. The market's setting up for something here, like a pump and dump situation. And I would not be fooled by this rally. I'm not going to BS you here. Trading is hard. Over my 10 years of trading, I've learned some amazing systems and strategies, and I've put it all in my brand new Grab the Markets by the Balls course. And I'm giving you 100% free access. This whole course is 12 videos long and almost 10 hours of the best systems and strategies that I know. Click on the image below now to get 100% free access right now.